Welcome back once more. Today we are going to enjoy the fight between 420s, goons or blazers, as you may prefer to call them. I will be calling them goonies for sure all day long, as last time I did stream for them. And of course, we have on the other side, we have IIAF, and I'm going to really have problems pronouncing that one, as I always have problem pronouncing all the vocals when they are all run together. But nevertheless, one more day, one more fight, and of course, this is not going to be the only stream for today. We will be having on the other side, we will be having on the other side of the stream, our good friend. Oh, I forgot the names. Really, me and my names. Kebab going to do the stream between the 51st and the other contender, who was the 36th Storm of Virtuali, if I recall correctly. So today we have to fight, and of course we are today on this fight. As per usual, we are going to go with the roll of the dice to select which map. And by the way, Syria once again is not going to be part of the roll. That means that we are going to see only Laban Fujairah, Ras Liwa, Sochi Moktok, Tbilisi Sukumi. That's all. So no Kemen Rasmat for today. Of course, as always, we have 3 different weathers for each map. So guys, without further ado, just for your knowledge, you have on the left, you have the list of the maps and the weathers that we are going to be rolling for today's match. And of course, once I press the roll die, we will inform the teams on which map is going to be played for today, with which weather. We'll get the server loaded, and we'll start the stream in just a few minutes. So without any further ado, let us go with the dice roll for today's match. Number 4, which is Tbilisi Sukumi Clear Winter Day. Okay guys, so we have dice result, and we are going to change the server. So give me a sec. Tbilisi versus Sukumi Clear Winter Day. That's okay. Give me a sec. Okay, so I informed the teams, and I'm going to inform them all. Tbilisi versus Sukumi Clear Winter Day. Okay, so it's set, and servers is being restarted as we speak, and therefore we will be seeing them flying and sending mid-stock 3s and Fox 1s. We are going to see quite a lot of them today for sure. And of course, you do know that these kind of tournaments, because they are a limited quantity of Fox 3, completely different to all the tournaments we've seen overall. That means that we are going to be having quite a different weaponry and quite a different deployment of tactics on airplanes and overall weaponry, which is something very nice and refreshing to see. So guys, let me get everything sorted out on my side, and I'm going to get you right now while we wait this view. Okay, there you go. So we have the teams already joining in and getting everything ready. We'll see them. As you can see, we have IIAF, taken off from Sujumi Babuchara, and we have from the other side of the map, we have the Goonies taking off from Tiflis Locini. So guys, give me just a few moments to get the camera sorted out for our guys, and we'll be starting today's fight. Of course, this is very different to other situations. As in, this is not common, as you know, and if not, you now know for sure that the that the weather is usually everyone goes with the default weather. We are seeing right now a totally different weather overall, which is nice, and that's something that I love seeing for sure. Of course, we will be going for a presentation of the teams and the airplanes that they are carrying. in just a few seconds while I get everything on camera sorted out for my side. Shall not be very long for now. Well, okay. And, okay. Here's here. Here's here. Okay. So guys, without any further ado, let me show you the. Okay, this is a bit too loud for right now. Give me a sec. I'm going to present you the teams, of course. I'm going to first present you the guys from 420th Goonies who we did stream last time. Let me get the information on camera for myself. Okay, here. The 120th Blazers is the missing component of the Air Goons, a flight sim community composed of members of the Something Awful forums and their friends. Something Awful is one of the oldest and darkest forums in continuous existence, playing a large role in internet culture history and early memes. Pilots from the Blazers come from a variety of ages, countries, and backgrounds. The Blazers hold weekly organized missions internally, as well as group raids on various servers. The Blazers will soon be starting a persistent campaign series that can be followed on Something Awful's Let's Play subforum. This competition marks the Blazers' debut in organized PvP tournaments, and we saw it last time. These guys, they are starting quite well. We've seen them last time doing quite a good work overall, and I'm looking forward to what kind of improvement they are going to bring for today's match. Of course, on the other side, we have our good friends from Iran, the IIAF, yeah, freaking gosh, my vocals, IIAF. These guys are all from Iran, but some of them reside on different countries, but most of them are in Iran itself. And that's why we are seeing these two beautiful tomcats with the Iran skin for sure. I mean, you all know, guys, and you didn't know, Iran does use the F-14 Tomcat currently with the Alpha variant, so the first variant of them all, when they were still on good terms with the USA. So, this team has been formed basically just before the start of SATAC, and even is that these guys are not newcomers. Lot of the main group of the player base has a lot of experience in both SATAL, TACT, and other small tournaments that have been playing before, but in different teams. And this is the first time that they are competing in SATAC or any other tournament together. So of course we are seeing that we have a team, which is the Goonies in the left side of the camera, who are the newcomers for this for any tournament whatsoever. And of course we have on the right side of the right camera, we have the Goonies, sorry, the IIAF, who do have experience with tournaments and such, and we'll see how it plays out, because of course sometimes it's not everything about the experience. Sometimes it's about being bold and being daring into getting into a fight and being resourceful. And of course, that's something I want to see. I know IIAF. For once, I say it almost perfectly. I know them well enough. I know that they are a very good team. We've screamed against them as DCW, so I know they are very capable, and I want to see how the Airguns come across into this experience disadvantage that they're having for today's match. So of course, let me go right now and present the entire formation for the Airguns, shall we? So we have, for the Airguns, we have, here, we have Mad Dog and Jay with the 218s, and we have a Brown Car Muffin and That's It with 16s, and we have Prime, Gisela, Cheno, and King Crabs with Tomcats. And by the way, guys, just for you to all know, these two guys are in one Tomcat, and these two other guys are in another Tomcat. Of course, we are talking that they are flying in a pilot rear configuration, and if I can get them on camera, So basically, as mentioned, we have human Rio. So for all you who doesn't know, these two guys, the one in the front and the one on the back, both are humans and both are flying the same airplane. One is in charge of flying the airplane, the one in the front, and the one on the back is in charge of managing the weapon systems of the airplane to be sure that the missiles get out of the rail and get into the enemy face. Of course, that's not all. Let me go to present the other side, which is our good friends from Iran. So we have them rolling right now, as we can see. We have quite a difference. Oh, this is interesting. So we are seeing from IIAF, we are seeing that they are rolling with 3 Tomcats, which is something very interesting to see. And I'm very curious to know how this is going to be played off. Because we have Starship, Leon, and Helda with 3 different Tomcats. Of course, they are flying the V variant here in DCS. Even in reality, they are flying the Alpha. For all you who doesn't know, the Alpha is slightly better in fuel consumption and performance when they are high in the sky, but really, really high. But when they are down below into the ground deck, their performance is way worse, and also same with fuel consumption. And that's why most of the teams we do decide to go and roll with the B variant and not the Alpha variant. So of course, this is not working. Okay, the camera jiggle is not working. So of course, that's not all. We still have to see here. Let me get them on camera if I can. I can hear your engines, Jens. I can't see you. So for the rest of the team, we have Seagull with an 18, Hero 15, sorry, with the 18, with the Hornet, and of course Cypher with a Viper. We can see them rocking deliveries from IIAF right now here. They are starting to roll out and get everything ready for today's fight. So guys, I don't know you, but I'm very stoked about this fight. I don't know how it's going to play out. I really don't know for sure. I do know that the IIAF, yeah, I said it once for once. Come on, I'm surprised. I'm very surprised about myself. So I know that IIAF had the advantage experience-wise, but I'm curious to know if the good friends from the Goonies have learned the last encounter that they have, and they are going to be coming harder and stronger for today's match. But that's going to be really the decisive factor for today's encounter. Okay, Alberto, thank you for joining us. Gracias por acompañarnos, compañero, y nos vemos el miércoles en sesión de Chile de Pregunta lo que quieras. So of course, this goes without saying, but you'll know, I think I mentioned it before, this is not the only match being played today. We have another match which is being hosted by Kebab, and it's the match between, and I'm going to check it out because I'm going to butcher some names for sure. Okay, oh. Give me a sec, sorry, I'm going to solve a little detail. Yeah, I do struggle with IIAF, but not anymore, no anymore. I have come on top of my problems, and I've learned myself how to pronounce a better English overall. Now, give me a sec, I'm going to solve a little issue that we are seeing right now. Okay. Okay, just wanted to be sure because, of course, I'm going to tell you what's happening right now. It's just a little detail, but this says a lot about how things get organized and get everything sorted out. So, of course, we have the So of course we have the guys from different teams do communicate in different ways. For example, us D3W initially decided to go with Discord, but afterwards we decided to change and go with TeamSpeak, because this allows us more quality communications, because the quality of the sound is way higher. Of course, without paying Discord for anything in this case. And in the other side, you can do whispers, which are custom. How can I say that in English? Whisper is just, you can make a specific when you press a button, you can talk with any specific group you want, or any specific person you want, and that gives us a lots of leeway to decide how we communicate, and the delay is way less than use one of the systems. Of course, we are checking that the guys from IIAF wanted to try now to have the VoIP that is being implemented in DCS in this last patch, but of course it's not that simple. I myself, we run this W public servers, and also of course servers that we use for public use for missions, and we have provided 2 servers for the tournament. I do know that you have to open the ports, send them correctly, and not that simple. Enable them. Of course, the IIAF, okay, that's perfect. They are running with Discord for today's match, and you can see communication is a key component when you have too many guys at once flying around. Of course, as you all know, you can see. Of course, let me get a bit of camera for the skins and the guys. Yep. While we wait for the last teams to get ready. So of course, Tomcats, for example, as they are not one plane, they are 2 planes, of course, but they are 4 guys, and they have to communicate between each other apart from all the communication and blabbering around the 6 guys on total, which is not easy at all. I too can say that. And of course, communication is key when you have to coordinate this kind of a big fight. And also, now that we still have AWACS, okay, just checking one thing. We still have AWACS, as you can see. Of course, the guys do know where the enemy is going to be due to AWACS, and that's going to help them a big deal. Be sure that they can coordinate and bring those missiles to take those kills that they do need to win. Of course, that means that if you are not capable of communicating properly, you are going to have a hell of a struggle to really coordinate all the teams to decide, okay, we are going to attack, we are going to defend, who's sorting who is launching into whom, and whatnot. Believe me, that's the key to victory. Also, when you have teams that are more and more adept with tactics, the communication tends to be one of the main difference between victory and losing. Of course, let me also showcase a bit the skins from the side of IIAF. Okay, I'm on a roll, really, saying the names correctly. So of course we have good friends from IIAF working the Iranian skins on not so off and off platform not seen there, of course, but will have guessed. 16 and 18, Viper and Hornet. Of course, nevertheless, it's a beautiful skin, and if any one of you can tell me what does this mean, that would be awesome, because I'm curious to know a bit more about the language of Iran. I did have a client who was from Iran, and I know they are quite different to what we are used to. A very gentle woman in this case, but it's quite different, the culture and what we are used to see compared to what we have here in Europe. Same here, I don't even know, I can't even understand what this means at all. I think that's going to be an interesting piece of information, just to showcase who these guys are and a bit of their history. Of course, the Tomcat is this livery for the Tomcat is the real deal, as mentioned before. The real Iran is rocking the Tomcat version Alpha. Like really, they are still finding these big beautiful machines. and we are going to be seeing them in today's match how they do perform. And of course, we are missing one of the Tomcats. No worries, guys. Sorry, one of the Hornets. He will be coming right now. They have a little disconnect, so we will be having him connecting once again. Of course, they are flying from Iran and they are having a bit of connection issues from time to time. Sadly, is normal. They have, like from good friends from China yesterday, from Chinese festival. They do have to hop around many hubs to be sure that they can join the tournament and have some fun with themselves. So of course, guys, I'm going to do a bit of review of the combat area. I'm going to inform you once again about the rule set of the tournament in case someone of you is new to this format and doesn't know what's going to be happening. So first and foremost, as mentioned before, we have IIAF in one corner, and the other corner we have good friends from the Goonies for 120th. And of course, they will be facing themselves inside a bubble, which I'm going to show you in the F10 map. It's going to be, because there you can see the size of the bubble. Let me give you a second. There you go. It's going to be easier. This is going to be easier for you, I think. Okay, so of course, this bubble you can see is centered around the bullseye and has a diameter of 56 nautical miles. So this bubble is quite big overall. And it's quite big overall. Of course, both teams need to enter this bubble, and the one who has control over this bubble, either by killing the entire enemy team or by having air superiority on this area, which means having having the enemy team with airplanes still outside and not coming into the bubble, but the rest of your team inside the bubble for 5 minutes, then you win the bubble, and therefore you are clear to land on your own base and thus declare the victory on each round. Of course, I'm going to show you, for example, good friends from Iran, because I'm going to show you specifically the Tomcats, because this is the standard loadout that you'll be seeing in all Tomcats. And yes, we are down below the ground right now. Of course, this is the amazing sea that we have below all DCS world, that we have a world of sea below everything. So that's why you see those kind of little funky details. That's what you are seeing right now. So, of course, you can see that the Tomcats and all the airplanes are only allowed to carry 4 Fox 3 missiles. Only 4 Fox 3 missiles. Of course, the rest of the weaponry will be either Fox 2s or Fox 1s. Fox 2s being the missiles that do pursue the hitting signatures of the enemy airplanes, and Fox 1s the one that you need to keep the lock onto the enemy target until the missile connects. Therefore, we will be seeing those two kinds of missiles. In the case of the Tomcat, the ones on the wing routes, you see on the left and right of the screen. Those missiles are to be employed in very close quarter, believe it or not. Fox 1, even if it was designed and intended to be used for long range, with the Phoenix that we are having the Tomcat rocking, these missiles, the M7 MH, if I recall correctly, they're going to be used like very close quarter. I mean, like mile 5 to 10, maybe 15 miles out. But overall, it's going to be a very, very close missile launches for those. Of course, the Phoenix are capable of being launched even farther away, and of course, many teams employ them, trying to put the enemy team into a tight position, being sure that they cannot comfortably get into the fight. So of course, that means that, for example, okay, wait, I have the both teams are ready. Roger. Wait one. We are going to start with the countdown. Sorry, guys. I'm informing that the time are ready. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And of course, do not fret. We see that one of the members from IIAF still not on runway, but nevertheless, do not fret. I can see him on track right now, rolling in, and he will be appearing on the screen just a few seconds. He will be taking off afterwards, being sure that the fight is on and they don't make anyone wait with this a superb thing to see. So you can see now Seagull getting on camera as we speak. Of course, we can see that the Tomcats, all the Tomcats, all of them rolling. In the case of the Goonies, they have decided to go with the 2 Tomcats on the middle. We saw, but of course, the good friends from Iran decided to go with 1 Tomcat up front. I do assume that Seagull will be the one, not Seagull, sorry, yes, Seagull will be the one who was going to be flying with the other Tomcat in front, but nevertheless he will be taking off afterwards and will be joining the fight just in a few moments. Of course, as per usual, the decisive having the guys, the formation for takeoff is quite important because it's going to help shape off how you're going to decide to get into the battle. You can see, for example, that the Goonies, with friends from 420th, have decided to have 2 of the guys come later into the fight, and of course that means that the tactical decisions for the deployment of the fight is going to be heavily reliant on the distance between the team members in the combat area, and that's something that we are used to see, and we are going to keep on seeing in all the matches as you see from here onwards. So of course, let me show you the tactical view, and we'll be checking the lineup formation from the IIAF as we speak. So give me a sec to get the camera ready for them. So we have on tab view and now also on camera, we have our good friend Helldoc leading the formation fight with the IIAF. On the other side, we have right now Leon, just coming in. Sorry, Leon here, a bit higher in altitude and coming in hot with this beautiful Tomcat that you have seen. Behind him, carrying a Hornet, we have Hero 15, who is quite low in this case. I do think that they are going to decide to bring the 18s very close to the ground, and the Tomcats be quite high to send those scary phone posts downrange as far as possible. So of course that's not all. Then we have also Stiffer right now on camera, who is starting to turn right and get into the formation they have decided to go. And that's not the only Tomcat. We still have 1 remaining to showcase, who is Starship, who is also right now climbing, starting to contrail there. And the last member who had a bit of connection problem is now once again back into the fight. Seagull broken the 18 and climbing fast as possible to get into the fight soon enough. Of course, our good friends from Iran have decided to go so far with all of them bunched together in the center, and with the Tomcats climbing higher and the rest of the airplanes lower. I do assume that these Tomcats are going to be sending the Fox 3's Phoenix downrange for a far, and these guys are just down below being prepared to be sure that no Phoenix comes their way and gets them unprepared. So of course, okay, this is interesting. Our good friends from the Goonies have decided to do some fancy maneuvering, it seems. Come on guys, this is not the time to do beautiful formations in the aftermath. Nevertheless, let me go and present you, of course, I'm joking here. As you can see that these guys are checking in that Mad Dog and Jay are a bit too far away from the rest of the team. I have decided to do a 360 turnaround to be sure that the distance between the team members is not as much as they were seeing. Of course, be sure that everything is set up as they do wish to have it set up. So now we have on camera Mad Dog rocking the 18, doing the turnaround as we were mentioning to reposition the teams and the formation. Still not so high. It seems that they are the front members are going to be deciding not to be too high as before. Right now we have on camera Jay rocking the under 18, And let me show you the Tomcats, who are just starting to also send trails into the air. Okay, these guys are climbing high. You can see that King Crab, who we have on camera, and the other Tomcat, who we can also see from here. Prime are deciding to go high into the sky, be sure that those things are having optimal range. Be sure that those are connecting into the enemy line. I do think that these guys are trying also to go with the long range finishes, and we'll see how it plays out, because it is important when both teams decide to go with long range finishes, the first one to launch takes control over that launch. Because we have on camera Corn Muffin. In his case, he's rocking a jammer pod, and one thing I did not mention before is that the teams are allowed to use the ECM. Of course, that's not the only system that we see with the ECM pod. We also have Dead carrying the older ECM, and of course, we can see here that our good friends from the Goonies are deciding to go with a quite interesting formation for sure. I mean, we can see that they are quite spread apart. The front to back, from J towards here. From J towards Dead Sea, they are 23 miles apart, and from side to side, horizontally, they are spread apart around 7 miles. So it's interesting. I'm very interested to know how these two guys are going to be played out. I think that's going to be the key component of this first part of the fight for good friends from the Goonies. And of course, that's not all. We still have to check once again the formation from the IIAF. It seems that they have decided to go with a very compact formation. This is interesting. I'm curious to really know how this is going to play out, because so far I don't know how it's going to be played out really. I mean, you can see the two Tomcats from the IIAF holding Angel 35 and 34 respectively, that we have on camera right now. And I'm eager to know if they are going to be sending those Phoenix downrange fast and hard or not. Of course, both teams are still too far away to really put them into good use. They are 70 miles out. Okay, so wait, they are on range for the Phoenix to be sent to send missiles on range. So we'll see. Of course, we'll see if the IIAF decide to send Phoenixes out or not. But interestingly, I think they are preparing for that though. Same for the guys from the Blazers. Those Tomcats are flying high and fast, and I think that they are preparing for that. Of course, both teams are getting inside the bubble as we speak, and the fight will be on in just a few moments. Wait, we have these Tomcats, who is Prime from the guys from the 420th Goons, is over Mach 1. Let me get him on tag view if I can. So Prime, we can see he's over Mach 1. Same from King Crab, who you cannot see on camera right now. And this seems that they are preparing for a long-range launch. If not, you will not be dropping your drop tanks and getting as fast as possible down there. So I do think that we are going to see Fox 3 missiles downrange from the 420th lines soon enough. I do think so. Beautiful sounds for the Tomcat. I really love them. Okay, so far so good. It seems that the guys on front on the Goonies had decided to play it safe and try to hold out there. Okay, that's the first Phoenix launch, and that's not all. We have two Phoenix launches, guys. So thing has happened as I did predict. Oh wait, yeah, sorry, this is not intended like the intended. Okay, so we have the not two, but many Phoenix out. We have 1, 2, and 3 Phoenix outs, and let us see how it's going to be played out, because I do think that the Phoenixes from the IIAF lines are not going to track No way. These are aiming toward the Tomcats. They do know who are the Tomcats. So this is going to be interesting. I was expecting to see the lines from the... wait. We have many... Okay, this is interesting, guys. So we have an exchange of finishes, I was mentioning. So definitely we are going to see something interesting here. So we'll see how each team holds out, and if they do manage to defend those finishes or not. We are riding with Jay on camera, who seems to not be the target, seeing that Prime is going to be this target, and Helltop is going to be the target for this one, and Leon is going to be the target for this one. So it seems that the Phoenixes sent by the guys from the Goonies had the overall advantage here and are coming in hot into the enemy airplanes. But so far they are going to defend. Of course, this one might connect. Let me get him on camera. Let me get that missile on camera fast enough. No, he has managed to defend that one. Those one for sure. That has managed to defend that one. Okay, but of course, fight is on, and we are starting to see that Mad Dog is coming in hot, putting those Fox 3 missiles downrange, putting pressure into the lines of IIAF. Of course, they are answering back with the missile themselves. That's a 20 miles out fight, so that's going to be a low PK ratio missile, so nothing to be too scared there. Mad Dog coming, of course, Jane right now is coming in hot, trying to get pressure into the lines of the 14 or the IIAF. But we have a finish launch from Starship, and that finish seems to be going towards Mad Dog, who is just turning still out cold. And this Phoenix, okay, you don't have the camera. And this Phoenix, believe it or not, can try. Oh wait, that's not going to be to him. That's not going to be him. This Phoenix is trailing towards Dead Set. So this might connect into Dead Set. He doesn't know that the missile is coming, but of course, the Phoenix are coming hot from everywhere. That I love to see. So we have on camera right now Dead Set, as he still doesn't know that the Phoenix is incoming, and he's just sending Fox 3 missile. And is that missile going to... Okay, missile is active. And that's the first casualty, guys. We have the first kill for the IIAF. And they are taking the advantage on this part of the fight, initial part of the fight. So far so good. They are holding out quite well, we can see. But not all. We have more Phoenix coming down range from the Goonie side, and they do seem to be tracking so far. Let me hop into Hero 15, who I think is the target for this Phoenix. No, not at all. That Phoenix has been notched. This one is not tracking at all. More Phoenix coming down range from Leon, you can see, and Helldog. Okay, these guys are really putting pressure into the Goonies lines with all those Phoenixes, for sure. But not at all, we have a fight between Jay and Hero, you can see here in the middle. Let me get them on camera. You can see Jay just running out cold, trying to defend the missile sent his way. So far he has managed to defend the missile, but the Phoenixes are, those scary flag phone poles are coming in hot and seem to be targeting the ATM. Okay, just what I did not notice this one. So this is a decoy. This is used to be a decoy, and therefore they are making the enemy team waste missiles. But it doesn't seem to be really effective so far. But that's not all. We can see that I'm going to get them on camera. It's not tracking. Okay, I was checking that this Phoenix down here, it's not tracking at all. It is not tracking. So we have quite a big situation right now over here, we can see. It is not tracking. Okay, I was scared. I was missing something there. But so far, so good. So we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 members from the IIAF. Okay, oh, we have a casualty there. So we have Jay from 420th has been shot down by the IIAF, and we are seeing some decoys sent downrange by the 420th, but of course without any avail. And that one is notched. Okay, that was a close one for sure, that missile. 420 are right now down to 2 guys, and are going to be okay. So this Phoenix has went to this one. That's how. Oh, we have a Fox 2 situation on friendly fire. That's going to be a friendly kill, and that's a friendly kill. So King Crab has managed to take down one of the friendlies, and we can see that they are struggling rear. Really, they are really struggling between to be sure not to kill themselves. Okay, this is going to be hard for the 120th. You are flying right now on the left camera with Pinewood. Please just Pinewood? Sorry, I did. Mad Dog, sorry. Please defend these missiles right now over the bullseye, and we can see that Burn Coffin and King Crab are coming in hot. Okay, that we have one more casualty, so we are starting to see a merge here between Burn Coffin and Hero 15. Let me get the camera on Burn Coffin, because this one might connect. Okay, we have another casualty, Hero 15 taking the kill, and now we have King Crab alone against the world. So that's going to be hard for sure on him. I mean, he has to take all of them at once, and we'll see if he spades out. Of course, he's now going to defend 120, send his way up front, and that's going to take a hit, and it's going down uncontrollably down to the ground, and this is going to signify the first round of this fight between 420 and IIAF. Those guys, as mentioned, as per usual. Celebratory flares for sure. And of course, I mentioned as per usual. Remember that this is not the end. The IIAF have to land back into friendly airbase to be sure to declare the victory on this round 1 between these two teams. But nevertheless, this has been a very hectic battle for sure. And Omega, as you saw, that was a team kill. Sadly, it does seem that the guys from the 420th were struggling with the SA situation over there, and it shows. Of course, it's not easy when you have so many airplanes flying up and around everywhere. So sometimes you do struggle to keep to still get good enough SA so you don't focus to your friendlies. And it's complicated, really. Of course, that's the job of Human Rio. Be sure to IFF him all the contacts possible that you get when the pilot gets on radar, because those things do happen, and those kind of things has happened to us USCW before, and I do know that they are not a beautiful thing to happen for sure. But nevertheless, it's a pity chance, but that's what it is, and things do happen. And by the way, Carolco and Omega 38K, welcome on board. You are just on the nick of time to be enjoying this tournament, this fight for 2 days. So of course, I mentioned we are going to see IIAF just now going back into the friendly airlines. Ortov, welcome and thank you for the follow, my friend. That name sounds like it's from North European for sure. It reminds me of a good friend I had before who was called Olaf, and he was from Denmark, if I recall correctly. Northern areas for sure. A quite an interesting guy for sure. I do have fond memories of him. So of course, let us try to check a bit what has happened in this fight while we wait for the good friends from IIAF to arrive into the friendly airbase, shall we? I'm going to pull one thing I learned from the old friend from Breakshot regarding tab view, and that's you can scroll live tab view, so we can check ourselves what has happened during the fight. So I think I can do like, yes, I can do it like this. Perfect. So this is the start of the fight. We're going to do a bit of reviewing of the fight while we wait for the IIAF to get into the friendly airbase, back to the airbase as we mentioned. So initially we've seen that this fight has been decided mainly by the Phoenixes. Oh, it's your first time watching, Caralco. then you are in for a good fight for sure. And you can see these kind of tournaments are very fun to watch, and also when they are being streamed live, because this is being streamed live, by the way, if you didn't know. So yeah, things are very chaotic, and our job is to be sure that you do enjoy the show and get to and present you as best as possible what a PvP tournament is. Of course, this tournament has been organized by the good friends from 51st and 100 Gap, sorry, which are the organizers behind this entire tournament. And of course, it's been sponsored by DCS, LotTC, SACView, Headblur, Raspam, Magnitude 3, and I'm missing someone. Rasman, Headblur, Magnitude 3. I think I'm missing someone. Yeah, of course, it's also being sponsored by D3W. I am part of D3W, and it's SPQR who are deploying the servers for the tournament. We are just providing the servers, and I myself did organize a bit the scoreboard and the presentation for the teams for this tournament. So that's why you'll be seeing all streams coming more or less very similar, with leaving each one of the streamers to be sure that they can shine themselves, who they are and their way of doing things, but maintaining a more or less uniform streaming style for all of us to enjoy. So you can see that these early finishes are key. You can see that this finish and this one did put the guys from IIAF into defensive position, but nevertheless it was IIAF who almost takes the kill. But you can see here, because this finish went active before this one did not go active. There was no radar shining upon the target and telling this missile to go active, and that's why Prime was safe here. Really, that was all. We saw afterward that Mad Dog was way closer than the rest of the team, and that's why he was the first one to engage to the combat area. But of course, the IIAF were deploying 3 Tomcats, and that's a scary thing when you are not used to fight them. You can see here that Dead Seed starts to defend way too late and way too slow to be sure that he takes the first casualty of this round. Jay here, of course, more missiles coming down range from the lines of the Goonies, but of course, with no effects. This is the part where the experience shows IIAF are used to notch the finishes and do know how to fight against them. So even they see missiles coming their way, they're not too scared, and they can solve those kind of situations out. But you can see here that we have finishes coming left and right everywhere for both teams. And of course, this is an interesting one, and this is allowed, by the way. You can see that this Tomcat has decided to bring these missiles, not missiles, sorry, these decoys to try to make things harder for the enemy team, but nevertheless to sort regarding the sorting. But of course, that's not all. Those are nice when there's no data link whatsoever. But today there was data link, so therefore it's not really that useful, I'm afraid. You can see it, of course, Jay takes the hit. Another scary Phoenix, another scary telephone pole to the head. One more coming in hot, and oh gosh, that was close. That was a close one for sure. Oh freaking gosh, this is flying information. Prime, you were really almost being killed here. But of course, King Crab targets the Phoenixes and not the enemy target. And I do think this is a problem. Oh yeah. So you can see that King Crab thought that this was an enemy airplane, and that's why he put a Fox 2 missile into Prime here. That was a problem. He did mistake them. They did mistake because of that particular situation. So more, of course, more Phoenixes. Okay, this one was sent toward this decoy though. You can see it was sent to that decoy, and well, it had put one of the enemy missiles out of fight for sure. But of course, Hero 15 coming in with a Fox 3 missile up close, and believe it or not, that's one of the best parts when you have Fox 3 missiles into the face. It's quite intense, because you're fighting into a chicken dance on who's going to be the first to turn around and not shoot, if any. So you can see that everything came down way fast for these guys. Of course, you can see here that communication is key. That team kill was caused for sure due to communication. And I really mean it. It was all communication's fault. And that's why it's so damn important for the teams to have good proper communications, have the best tools available for them for those communications to happen, and be sure that everything is going on as intended, and be sure that no one kills no friendly at all. But it's interesting to see that the guys from 100 for the Goonies had decided to go with such an interesting decision. Synchronize. It is playing back? Yeah, it's playing back live. Okay. It is interesting to see how these guys had decided to really bring the bring the decoys into the fight, because that's not common at all, and I really mean it. It's not common at all to see any kind whatsoever of decoy on these kind of fights. They are allowed though, which is quite interesting, and this is the first time I'm seeing them deployed. I do think that we'll be seeing them being deployed more often than not on the bracket stage of this tournament, where we have them fighting without any AWACS whatsoever. So no AWACS to shine upon the enemy airplanes and decide this is friendly, this is our enemy. Not at all. You will have human DCIs telling you who's who, if they can really decide check them out. And of course, those decoys might be quite interesting thing to watch and see how it plays out once we are in that stage of the fight, the tournament. But until then, I don't think that's a smart idea to carry, me personally, and for sure not worth the pay of. Oh no, wait, they can carry still. For yeah, they can carry 4 decoys and 4 phoenixes. I wasn't 100% sure, but they do can. So yeah, interesting decision. Oh wait. Oh wait, I thought this guy did. I thought that Heldog got disconnected for once. Not a good time to be disconnected from the server. And for sure not when you are going to land and declare the victory in the first round. So guys, who are you rooting for? Do you think that the Goonies will be coming back harder and stronger compared to round 1 and declare themselves victors of the fight, round 2, and then bringing victory home, possibly round 3? Or do you they will be coming back from the loss on this round? Or do you think that it will be IIAF? This time I said it is perfectly fine. Oh freaking gosh, me and my vocals. Who will be bringing the victory home, not only in this round 1, but also in round 2, and then becomes themselves victors of this fight. What are your questions? I want to know. And of course, and as per usual, I will try to get the teams up for an interview later after the fight. I will tell them and see if they are available, and if they are, we will be interviewing them to know a bit more about who they are, what they stand for, a bit more of them. I think it's one of the best things to doing these kind of interviews, for you guys to know the people behind the screen. I think that was the best part of this all, for you to know what's going on and who's who and such. So of course, as per usual, once Heldog in this case is down in the ground and under control, we will be declaring the victory for IIAF in this round 1 on today's fight between the Goonies, 420th Racers technically, but they like to be called the Goonies, and the IIAF. Of course, you can see now that the Tomcat is down in the runway and in control, and this is going to be declared the victory in first round for IIAF. So guys, we are going to, let me check one little detail. Everything well. Okay, I was checking if it was checking a little detail. Okay guys, so let me get the server, let me talk with one of the guys from the 51st who is on charge of the server for today, and be sure that we have it being restarted and ready for the next fight. Okay guys, we'll be back in a few moments with round 2 on this fight between 420th Goonies and IIAF. Stay tuned and see you in a bit. A bit too loud, ain't it? So I'm going to take the sound off for a sec while we have the guys. You have on the left side of the screen we have once again 420 Goonies. We are taking off on this opposite side of the map. Both in our have switched side. We have also on the other screen, the right screen, we have the IIAF. And I'm very curious to see how this round 2 is going to be played off. So I want to know, what do you think, guys? Who do you think is going to win this round 2? Will it be the Goonies with their with the 2 Tomcats, the 2 16s, and the 2 18s? No, sorry, I was missing something. Yeah, I was mixing and matching things. With the 2 Tomcats, 2 16s, and the 2 18s, will they be the victors on round 2? Or will it be the IIAF with the 3 scary Tomcats who we saw that they have put into very, very, very good use in round 1? I want to know all about what your thoughts on chat, guys. So be sure to start typing out there, and we'll see how it goes. Who are your favorites? Who do you think will win? And of course, if you can also, guys, check the stream by our good friend Kebab, who is covering the other match between 51st and 100 key up, plus against 36th Stormer Virtuali, if I recall correctly the name. And all of you who know me enough, you know that I love butchering my names. So 36th, if I butcher your names, sorry mates, really, I'm very sorry. Good friends from Italy, but it's quite a history of mine to be butchering names left and right. Regardless, we see that the guys from the IIAF, they are all on the runway. Sorry, they are all in the server, and we'll be starting to taxi in just a few moments. But of course, let's go, Goons, says Bedhead 50004. Come on, what a long name for sure. And I'm going to be checking because I'm very curious to know if the 2 Tomcats are going to be carrying once again the Talbots or not, or they're going to be carrying just the Phoenixes. Yes, so far it seems that they are going to be carrying only the Phoenixes. But the 100 and still rearming. So no, wait, what's this? Oh, so he had decided to carry Sparrows this time. Interesting choice. We'll see how it goes, because this, of course, the Phoenixes are one of the most scary missiles, as you've seen. They can decide to fight by themselves, just by themselves. And thus, the more Phoenixes you can bring to the fight, the better. And we'll see how it goes. You saw that the IIAF with the 3 Tomcats had managed to deploy them to very good use overall in this round 1. And I want to see if they are going to see something similar. I mean, I'm happy to see Phoenixes flying left and right overall. So I will take that any time of the week. Like, really take that any time of the week. And I want to know if this time it will be the Goonies who will be able to bring back, be sure to put those Phoenixes into good use and bring the victory into the lines from this round 2. We'll see how it goes. But of course, let me use this opportunity to do a bit of checkup on the skins once again. For you who have just more friendly fire. This does be one says more friendly fire, please. Well, I for sure will be seeing more friendly fires. I don't know if it will be today or not, but for sure you will be seeing friendly fires here and there. Things happen and things get very confused on the fight. But we can see that the airguns, that the inflagrante delicto, which I don't know what it means, so anyone of you wants to explain to us what does it mean, I will be very interested to know for sure. What does it mean rocking these 2 Tomcats, rocking this very minimalistic art for the skin? And of course, that not all, we have also the 16s, almost very defaulty, except the logo there and a bit of tail art with the blazers and the grenade logo there on the tail, and of course the 2 Tomcats with a bit of well, you know, and of course the grenades and the 420s on the tail. Okay, so that's it for good friends from the Goonies, and let me get a camera ready for to showcase a bit the skins from the good friends from Iran. Give me a sec. We are almost ready to start rolling. By the way, so you can let me check. Okay, here. So as before, we have seen the Tomcats carrying the livery of Iran, and as we were mentioning before, the Iran Air Force do use Tomcats in real life, so this is nothing unexpected at all. We are seeing the skin for their Tomcats, and of course, as mentioned before, if you can translate this to me, that would be awesome. So we know what this means, because I think it's an interesting thing to know for sure. I will be checking it myself afterwards. Was making sure that all surfaces are up, working, and without any problems. And as mentioning before, we have 3 Tomcats for the side of the Iran Air Force. We'll see how it plays out this time. I mean, the first round they did put a lot of pressure into the Goonies formation, with those Phoenixes sent downrange by long, far away. And of course, that's not the only skin that they are rocking. We also have the skin for the 18s that we have right now on camera, as they are rolling and getting ready for takeoff. And of course, to end it up, to close it up, we have the last member of the formation, the 16 here, rocking this adaptation of the Iranian livery for the Vipers and the 18. Of course, guys, this is going to be the lineup that we have for today. As a reminder, all teams cannot change airplane formation once they do, so when they select one in round 1. That means that we are going to see the same airplane lineup, but the weaponry can change and the pilots can change between each round. So of course, I'm going to do a checkup on the lineups that we have for both teams. So for IIAF, we have Starship, the Tomcat, same with Leon and Helldock as before. And the 18s we have Seagull and Hero 15, and Cypher on the 16. For the Goonies side, we have Mad Dog and Jay, with the Tomcats, Bon Com Muffin, and that's it with the 16s. And in the 2 Tomcats with the Rios, we have Prime and Gisela. Gisela being the Rio for Prime in one of the Tomcats, and King Crab plus Geno 426 in the other Tomcat. And give me a sec to check out who's the pilot. It's King Crab is the pilot for the other Tomcat. Okay, so we have the 2 pilots plus the 2 Rios for the lines of the Goonies in this case, and we'll see if they do more friendly fire or not. Hopefully they will not. I mean, it's not nice it's not a good sensation overall when you end up taking care of your friendlies in this kind of competitions, and that's something that has happened to all of us. So be sure that it's not a good thing to see, but that things do happen when you are in such an intense fight and you are very into the situation. Okay, both teams are calling ready, and we are going to start with the countdown. Let me get that sorted out. Okay, countdown is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Round 2, Visa Lipians. Go, go, go! So we have the beautiful Tomcats from the Iranian Air Force. They are starting to take off. Same with the lasers. The rooms on the left screen, the 2 Tomcats are starting to roll off. And I do think once again we are going to see a very interesting situation as before, where the Tomcats are going to fire from far, trying to take those early finishing kills and trying to deplete the enemy lines of those scary Fox missiles that might be coming inbound to take your life. And of course we have a bit, of course for all you to remind guys, the weather is randomized for the start of the fight, and of course because I saw on the right screen that we have one of the members from IIAF going a bit left, so just for you to know, there is crosswind, there is wind on all divisions, all servers. Therefore, it's not as simple as we are used to seeing in other competitions, where there is no weather whatsoever affecting anything at all. So that's something, of course, to be take into. I'm gonna try to actually. So channel 426 is saying in chat, I'm gonna try to actually kill enemies this time. Oh freaking gosh! Hopefully you will, mate. Hopefully you will. Just be sure to tell your Rio to be IFFing everyone. Okay, what has happened here? Okay, we have a crash on takeoff. I am not sure about the ruling regarding takeoffs, if they can restart or not. I am not so sure. Well, let me check if I can. I'm going to ask. I don't know how this is going to be played out, of course, because now we have one of the teams who is just down from the start with one less airplane, and of course that's Cypher, who is just starting to start the airplane once again as fast as possible to be sure that he gets back into the air. So we'll see how it goes. Of course, let us use this opportunity to present the team, shall we? So once again, let me get them on camera, looking good and dandy. So we are going to have on camera Birch, who is carrying this time the Tomcat with only 2 Phoenixes, only 2, and 2 Sparrows. This is quite an interesting configuration. I was checking the loadout. I did not check the loadouts before, because I don't like to really showcase that much the loadouts. I don't think it's important for, in case there's any kind of swing sniping, just to protect themselves a bit more. But I'm very curious to know if they are going to be carrying any Talbot as before to bring decoys or not. And so far, it seems that this is not going to be the case. We have also in the screen. We have on screen King Crab, who is not carrying any Talbot whatsoever. I'm not going to showcase the loadout in this case, sorry, that was my bad before. And I'm going to get on camera right now also the other members, who is, that's it. In this situation, just of course as before, with only 4 Fox 3s, the rest are heaters. As before, in this case, he's rocking once again the ECM pod. And that's not only all, but we have also on the other side, to his left, we have Barncon Muffin carrying also the jammer pod and the standard configuration for the 16 that we are seeing in this tournament. And last, and the trailing behind, we have the 18s. In this case, we have Jay on camera carrying the full load of packs and fuel to be sure that it's not out of fuel on this fight. And that's not all. We have also Mad Dog right now on camera, taking off. Getting as fast as possible, as high as possible, to put those Fox 3 missiles to good use for sure. And now let's go with the formation. Cross win, best win. They say on chat right now. These guys, really, these guys are the best. You gotta love them. They do have fun while having more fun. They have fun in chat while they are having fun on fighting. I really gotta love them. So we are having leading the formation of the Iranian IIAF. We have Heldog carrying all the Tomcats, and he's being followed right now by Leon with another Tomcat and just 28. It seems that this time they are going less higher than before, and I do think that they are not going to be sending finish downrange from far away. At least that's my guess. We'll see. We'll check afterwards. Of course, that's not all. We also have all the Tomcat Angel 36, who is very high though we might be seeing one Phoenix sent downrange from far away from Starship. We still don't know though. And of course, that's not all. We also have the other two guys. We have Seagull rocking the 18, and we also have Hero rocking the other 18. And last but not least, we have the one who has to practice the takeoff with close range, Cypher. I had to make a bit of fun of you, mate. Of course, in good faith. But things do happen, as you can see, even in these kind of situations. Little details do happen, and it's a pity that we see those kind of situations happening. But nevertheless, things happen, and life must go on. Let me check a bit for a sec the formation of the IIAF. We can see that they are trying to go with the one top gun up front, one top gun in the middle, and I think this one is going to be the bait for the enemy finishes. That's my guess, at least. We have Starship back in the back area high, who might be the one sending missiles downrange from IIAF side. The two 18s being protected in the middle, and of course we can see that the Cypher will be coming afterwards. And on the other side we have the first missile. You can see that that's a Phoenix from we have two Phoenix out, 10 to 75 miles out, so we are starting to see Phoenixes being launched left and right, which I love seeing. Perfect. More Phoenixes, more fun. So we can see that the 14s from the Goonies had decided to launch one of the Phoenix early, almost at the same time, and the guys from IIAF. We'll see how it plays out, of course. We'll see that in a few moments. But until then, let's check the formation. We can see that, next Phoenixes from the King Crab, in this case, you can see that they have decided to go the two Tomcats on front. More Phoenixes coming downrange from the... these guys are going to put many Phoenix downrange today. Lovely. And of course, we have the front coffin, medium high, Pine J, quite high for an 18. That's it. More Phoenixes? Come on, what's going on here? We have on the air 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Phoenixes on total. What the hell? This is too much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Phoenixes on total. So, well, I hope that at least ones do connect though. It seems that one of the Phoenixes, the one is trailing left into one of the Tomcats. So this Phoenix is trailing into King Crab. We can see. And let me write with King Crab because I think he doesn't know yet that he's been targeted with one of the Phoenixes. We'll see. We are riding on the camera with him, so we'll see how it goes. Because he's been alerted right now. This might connect though. Whoa, that was freaking close. That was freaking close for sure. That was too close from comfort. But still, these Phoenixes are still tracking. This one seems to not be tracking. This one might be tracking. This one is tracking though. Against Leon, you can see. So let me try to get Leon on camera to be sure that we have him. So Leon is trailing off, going cold, being sure that that's a scary flag phone pole doesn't connect into his lovely Tomcat, that we are seeing right now on camera. I think that is not going to be very dangerous. The rest of the Phoenix sent by the 420 are not connecting at all, therefore will not be anything to be scary about. As King Crab is preemptively just sending those flare up, we should he's not caught off guard. I think that now both teams are going to be playing a bit more defensive. They have wasted quite. The Goonies have sent downrange a lot of the Phoenixes, and now they are down, if I recall correctly, to 4 Phoenixes within 2 airplanes, and that's a huge disadvantage in this kind of format when you have a limited quantity of missiles overall. But we'll see how it goes. I don't know if they are going to be able to take this opportunity that they've created by sending those many missiles downrange into a good opportunity, because of course now they have less missiles And now the IIAF, who is carrying more Phoenixes, is going to be putting those Phoenixes into good use. More Phoenixes, well, sorry, more 120s out, and that's going to be 38 miles south. Of course, it's Mach 1.3 and Angel 33, so that one still do have enough energy to connect. But we'll see, we'll see. Of course, he still needs to guide the missile. That's it, who we have on camera, still needs to guide the missile onto target for that to connect. And this Phoenix that Phoenix is not going to allow him at all to do so. We'll see if he tries to really get the missiles active or not. And if he tries to really do so, he might pay the price. But we can see that the Phoenix is going haywire as per usual. This is nothing rare, so do not fret too much. As we see him on camera, just going defensive, maneuvering around this missile. It seems not to have enough energy to track, so that missile is going to be defended. Of course, his missiles, even if still have energy, they are not active because he could not send the radar signal to activate them. Therefore, those missiles are crushed. And so far, we can see that right. Let me try to get a bit of situation overall here, so we can see how this is all playing out. So far we can see the IIAF are 3 guys from front, 3 guys on the back, and still they've sent it downrange, if I recall correctly, 2 Phoenixes on total, so they still have plenty of missiles between all of them. For the Goonies, they have one of the Tom Casino in front himself alone, who is being shot right now by Starship and by Leon. So Leon seems to be targeting this area on the center. We'll see how it goes for sure. And of course, that's not all. We can see that Jay had decided to start sending those 20s out, same as Mad Dog. So missiles are starting to come in hot, and that is what I love seeing for sure. So we are at 20 miles out fight right now. So we are starting to get into the scary distances where those missiles are capable of connecting and can track and really can be very scary. So I'm going to get Jay on camera as we have him defending hard regarding the missile the Phoenix that is coming his way. Jay is defending these Phoenixes that is coming his way. But I'm going to get the camera on Mad Dog to prepare because they are the most probable kills for this first part of the fight. Because Mad Dog is playing out cold. These Phoenixes still have lots of energy though, but it's not tracking. So that one is defended, and this one is not tracking, so that's defended. Perfect. Okay, this is becoming very hectic for sure. Oh freaking gosh! Let me try to get. Okay, Phoenix is out, left and right. King Crab on camera right now, defending missiles because he's have a Phoenix incoming right now, and takes the kill. So what more? We have also Dead Seed is defending and takes the kill. Freaking wow! Prime might get killed here. Prime is also trying to defend here. Missile sends it. He has 2 Phoenixes and 120 sent his way, and that one is not going to be defended. We can see that's a kill. Oh freaking wow! These are going down very fast for sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. IIAF, all of them are still alive, and we can see that from the Goonies, only 3 of them are still alive. So guys, things are coming down very fast. Very intensely, as we can see right now, guys. Freaking wow. So I'm getting on the left camera, I have right now Helltalk, who is defending those 2 Fox 3 sent his way. He's just trying to outrun them. Of course, Hero 15 is sending 120s into J, who I'm going to get on camera right now. We just trying to defend those 120 sent his way. Since he's not going to be capable of doing so. Right now, Helldog is going to the defend it right now. Starship sending finishes into J right now. El Gral, bienvenido y gracias por el follow. Welcome and thank you for the follow, mate. My computer is starting to struggle a bit with all the missiles coming left and right. Okay, so Goonies are... We did miss one of the casualties from the Goonies, sorry guys. But we had Jay sending a one Fox 1 missile into Starship. Let me get Starship on camera as he's defending. Because that one might connect. Doesn't have enough left. One more Fox 2, Fox 2, Fox 1, Fox 2, and takes the kill. But of course, Jai right now is in the middle of everything as we got him on camera right now. No, not one. Okay, Jay got killed, sorry. So we only have one remaining members from the guys from the Goonies. Oh freaking god, freaking gosh, he has gone down really very fast for sure. So we have the sole survivor right now, the Goonies, still carrying enough weaponry to pose a threat. No, not at all, sorry, not at all. He's just down to hitters. So he's down to hitters and 2 Fox 1s. So right, really, it's going to be very hard for him to really survive and make a mission and try to. Okay, that's some lag for sure. 120 coming in hot and takes the kill. Steagle takes the last kill for the IIAF formation. Guys, this is going to signify the victory. If this is going to signify the winning condition for the guys on IIAF, and now they do have to land on the enemy airbase. Yeah, those early missiles did not pay off at all, I'm afraid to say. Bedhead, as you well mentioned, and Hamster God 0, welcome aboard, and thank you for the follow, mate. You can see also a bit of celebratory flares from the IIAF side. Now we are going to see them going back into the base on I cannot attack into the base. Let me try to do this. Okay. So now they have to go back to base in this area to Tbilisi. But nevertheless, do not fret, we are going to be checking out the tab view while we wait for the teams to get in there. But first, let me try to do a bit of thing. I'm checking a few things, sorry guys, for not talking to you. Okay, I'm going to ask the teams that are up for an interview. Okay, just asking the guys if they are, because as per usual, you know guys that I love doing a bit of interviewing with the teams, and hopefully they will agree to do so, and then we'll get to know about the teams, who they are, what they stand for, etc, etc. But in the meantime, until I get a response from them, let us get a bit of checking up of what has been going on for this entire fight, shall we? And Wreckman72, welcome aboard, mate. We are just on the nick of time to do a bit of checkup on this round 2 of this fight between IIAF and the Goonies. Of course, we did see and we were mentioning that Prime and King Crab put those early finishes downrange, a good distance by the way. They're sending, of course, we see that Helldog is shooting from 7 to 8 miles, Prime mostly the same, a bit shorter range, but nevertheless at a good range. You can see that King Crab put 4 missiles down, but of course, that finishes from Helldog, these single phoenixes make all of them trash, because not any one of these phoenixes could go active, because this radar from King Crab had to go out cold to be sure to defend that phoenix, what's coming his way. So that's important, guys. If you want to send missile phoenixes downrange, be sure that you are not going to be shot upon, and be sure to shot them out first as possible. That is a huge difference when you try to get those early long range kills. I mean, you can shot enemy downs with for your Tomcat from 80 to 90 miles out. It is viable, but it's very hard for the human Rio in the back to do so, and to hold the lock long enough is hard for them. not as simple as it seems. Of course, those early launches, you send too many missiles out at first, you can see that King Crab was out of missiles for the rest of the fight. Really, he could not help the rest of the team, and that's why the Tomcats, in this case for the IIAF, did hold those launches until they were in a better position. You can see up to this point we had 4 missiles out. Sorry, we have 2, 3. So we have already from the Goonies we have 8 missiles out from the lines, and from the IIAF only 2 missiles out. Fixbound, bienvenido compañero. Llegas justo para el análisis del W ronda 2. Por supuesto estaremos hablando en inglés para que el resto de los compañeros nos entiendan. Of course, for all you guys, I'm a Spaniard and probably Spaniard, but of course I do enjoy talking some English to you, and also on these situations when we are enjoying these kind of tournaments. You can see here, we were mentioning up to this point, IIAF did not send any missiles whatsoever, almost not anything at all, up to this point where they were very close by. You can see that they are starting to send those missiles out at 35 miles out. And that's not close range for our Phoenixes, more so for the 54A. But regardless, that starts to be a scary missile if you are not prone, you don't know how to defend them. You can see that at that range, these 2 Phoenixes do not track at all, this one not track at all, this one not track at all, and this is the only one which does track, and this is a very close one. So you can see that 11 miles out Phoenixes, and that's how you take the Phoenix to the face. Close by. Oh freaking gosh. And of course, more Phoenixes. He sent, you can see that Helldog here sent 4 Phoenixes out in total. 4? Really? No, sorry. Starship sent 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So Helldog here used 3 of the Phoenixes in this instance and took 2 kills. So that's quite a lot. Sure, I don't have any problem. Okay, that's perfect, mate. I appreciate it. And you can see here that this fast we have. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys from the Goonies. These 2 guys are out of commission with 1 single airplane. Just in that one moment at all. And Deadshot here, Deadseed, sorry, was the next casualty. That's correct, because he did push too hard into the enemy airlines himself alone. Yo Kebab, welcome my friend, and you on all the viewers who were enjoying the fight between 51st Kiap and 36 Stormo Virtuali. So welcome aboard my friends, you are just in the nick of time to enjoy the debriefing of the round 2 that we were having right now regarding the fight between our good friends from the Goonies and the IIAF. Of course, I'm checking with the guys if they are up for interview, and they are. Okay, perfect. So we'll be having an interview afterward, by the way, guys, just for you all to know. And of course, Kebab, thank you for the raid, my friend, and welcome on board. So we can see here, we were mentioning that, of course, we have 3 casualties very fast for the Goonies. You can see we saw that Helldog put those Phoenix into very good use, taking 2 kills, and Hero 815 took 1 more enemy here, and of course now it's way too unbalanced for the Goonies to recover. You can see that the Phoenix are very scary missiles for sure. I mean, when you have Scythe, you can see here. Oh wait, does Leon take the kill? Yeah, this is a very good sample. Okay, you can see Leon here, which is really not that fast at all. He's just coming in a bit higher than the rest of the team, send a finish it sooner than the rest of the team, and this Phoenix is overtaking the 120s and taking the kill, guys. Wait. Gotta love a good raid for sure, gents. Of course, you can see that that's why the Phoenixes are so freaking scary, because those Phoenixes have a very long range and are very fast. Of course, we can see that Jay here is trying to put those Fox 1 to good use. This one does not track. This one is tracking, but you can see that the Fox 2 takes the kill really, because it's the one to arrive first. But he's just in a very, very tight position, being sandwiched between Hero Seagull and Helldog in the back. So not a good positioning to be. Of course, Mad Dog in the back, just chilling out there, holding, trying to. I don't think he was defending a missile before. Yes, you can see here he was defending these Phoenixes. Of course, the Phoenixes have to be defended before they alert you. That's almost the only way to survive them. You have to really defend them. You want to survive. Now he took away a bit too much time defending, and his friend was alone, and therefore that's why IIAF took the victory on this case. You can see here. So guys, of course that's not all, and let me try to type you up to the present time if I can, so I should be able to. And now it's in the present time. Of course, good friends from IIAF, they are almost ready to start landing, and we are going to see them diving hot into the ground, breaking the sound barrier. You have Leon on camera going down fast as possible, being sure that he does get into the ground. First one, maybe? Oh no, I think it's going to be Helldog, the one who's going to be landing for the team and declaring the victory for the team. So of course we see that they have plenty of guys up in the air, so it should not be any problem whatsoever for them to secure the victory in this round too. Regardless, let me also get cameras ready for a good friend, a Helldog, with just a long final approach for Tbilisi Locini to be sure to declare the victory for him and his team. Of course, it's going to be the one landing. It seems that they had decided to secure the landing and go with the one who knows how to land with crosswind to be sure nothing happens. Of course, when you have four airplanes, you can poke some fun around, and of course, you know guys that I love affirmation landings. We are not getting any today, and thus I'm declaring here and with all you guys, this victory is nullified because we don't have any formation landing, guys. That's a big no for me. Now, of course, guys, I do understand that some teams do go for the formation landings when they can and such, but some teams do not. Just to be sure that they do not screw up on the last part of the approach, which is not the part to fuck up for reals. But regardless, guys, all of you who have joined us from the stream from Keep Up, can you tell us which were the results of the fight between our good friends from 51st Keep Up, the organizers, and 36 Storm of Virtually, if you may? Because I'd love to know how has it ended. And as mentioned before, once again, it's been confirmed we will be having an interview with the guys after the land, and we'll be able to ask question them anything you want. So be sure to get your question lined up in chat right now as soon as possible, so I will get the list for them and we can be interviewing them once they have the Tomcat from Helldog's Tomcat down in the ground and in control. Let me get one thing sorted out here. Okay, that's there. Okay, so we have the spice so good. You're having some fun? You're having dinner now, mates? So of course we have the Tomcat from the IIAF down in the ground and in control. And thus we are going to be having the victory for good friends from Iranian good friends, going to be the victors of this round 2, this fight between 420 Goonies and IIAF. 51st won 2-0, very close second round, went down to 1v1, really? Oh freaking wow, that was a fight to watch for sure. We'll have loved to see a round 2 going on. But regardless, guys, stay tuned, we will be having an interview in just 1 minute. Sorry. So we'll be back with them in just a few seconds, guys, stay tuned. Okay, guys, I have with me right now Born Corn Muffin from for the Aegon's 420s. Please say hi.
Hello.
And to my right, I have Seagull from IIAF.
Hello, how you doing, guys?
First and foremost, congratulations to a good friend from Iran to bringing home the victory on this match between the Goons and the Iranians.
Yes,
Thank you so much.
congratulations. You guys did really well.
Thank you so much. You guys did well too.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Of course, this fight shows that even if the IIAF as a team is quite a new team, the components of the team has a lots and lots of guys with experience. It does show in this case because we saw that the Goons did struggle in this fight, and that's the reality sadly. But nevertheless, I do know because I was talking a bit with Born Corn Muffin right now, and he was telling me that they are all of them they've lost, but with a smile on the face, which is the most important part for sure.
Yeah, so in that second round, we ended up one of our guys, his thrustmaster driver crashed just as we were getting within missile range, so he was stuck in afterburner. He made the decision to yeet the missiles because he was worried about having the fuel to get home since his throttle was stuck.
Yeah, well, that of course that was a good situation to happen in the middle of a tournament. I mean, I've seen worse. I've seen when DCW did organize the Mineral Body 2021 air show, we had one of the teams had two pilots with broken throttles in the middle of the formation flight.
Oh man, that's
Yes,
rough.
that's rough, and they did manage to nail it regardless. So it was
Hey,
as planned.
that's respect to that. Respect to that.
Yeah, and of course, respect to you too. It's as in okay, tough decisions. You have to make decisions, but of course, as I was mentioning to you before, we did start. Me personally, and this is maybe something for you and you guys to learn. If you have one airplane who you know is not going to go back home because of fuel, you have all the missiles of the world. Keep it flying as long as possible because those four missiles who were sent downrange that soon, we did check on TagView that they did not make any effect whatsoever because they could not go active because he had to turn out cold because of the other things who was coming into him. And we did so.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But of course, those are little details and those happen. It's normal. We will have to learn. And it's very normal. You guys coming as a new team, regardless of results, I think I did mention this to you before. You guys are putting the first stone in your path, becoming into a competitive team. This is your first step, and little by little, it will be growing and shaping, and team will be evolving, and all those little details will be taken care of, and you will become a very, very good team for sure.
Thank you. Thank you.
Of course, I also on the other side of the screen, on the other side, I want to know also for you guys, Tigo and you guys, because this fight between you guys, it was very interesting to me because the tactics deployed, even if they were different, but both of you were using the Tomcats as the main force on the fight. In this case,
Yeah.
we saw you guys as Eagle bring three Tomcats to the fight, which is something that we are not so used to see. And why bring so many Tomcats to the fight?
Well, a lot of the Iranian pilots like the Tomcat because of the service in the Iranian Air Force. Mainly, the Iranian pilots use the Tomcat to uh, start playing the DCS. So they continue to use it. They like it. It's a very good and powerful aircraft. So some of the pilots don't see a reason to change types. In our team, we mainly have more pilots, more Tomcat pilots than any other types. So our team mainly focuses on the Tomcat, and our tactics usually focuses on using the Tomcats to their advantage.
Yeah, of course. That that I knew. I was telling the guys in the stream that you from Iran are the sole country that are still rocking Tomcats in real life flying Tomcats. And that's something amazing to see, that you are so devoted to your airplane, that you are flying
Yeah.
and rocking it out in the tournaments. And also when we know that the Tomcat is a formidable platform with those scary missiles sent down range. Of course, I'm curious to know also how both of you, first for the Goonies and then for Good Friends from Iran, how did you how what was your thought process when you saw the other Tomcat for the other team and their deployment on the first and second round? Because I do know that in the inside comms things do happen and decisions do happens. Saying, okay, I'm seeing this happen here. Let's do this. Let's do that. And that's what I want you to talk as much as you can, of course, to the guys on chat, so they know what go behind the camera when you are inside the cockpit, when you see that situation on your radar screen.
Okay, so the first round, our approach was so we first of all we had a look at the TAC view from our fight against CNF in our last session, and we noticed that they were approaching us in three groups or in 3 rows of 2 aircraft, and were basically having their first guys fire, turn around, have their second guys fire, turn around, third guys fire, turn around. I later learned from one of our pilots internally that is a real life tactic called the chainsaw. And we decided, you know what? Let's go ahead and steal that tactic and try to use it ourselves. So what we did was we put the F-18s in the first row, have them flying a bit on the low side, so in order to force the other team to have to use either a more bars in their search or force them to angle their antenna up or down to target one group or the other. We put the F-14s up higher in the second row with the hopes that the 18s would draw fire first, and then the F-14s would be free to guide their Phoenixes in until they go active with impunity. And then our third row was going to be the F-16s for cleanup shots afterward. And we would basically repeat that tactic, have the first row fire, turn around, F-14s fire, guide, then turn around, F-16s fire, turn around, by which point the F-18s have recommitted and are ready to fire again. The other component to this was since we knew that there was no AWACS guy, we wanted to try to see how TALDs would affect the situational awareness of the other team. So we decided to have the F-14s pack TALDs, drop them in the confusion, and hopefully throw a few guys off. And that was the plan we executed for the first round. The second round, we decided the TALDs were not as effective as we hoped they'd be, so we decided not to deploy those. And we put the Tomcats up first, and in order to basically use that range to bully the other team, because we had noticed that having them in the second row like that, it really wasn't quite helping us out all that much. So we put our Tomcats in the first row for the second match, and then we followed with F-16s and then F-18s. And that seemed to work a little better. We actually scored kills the second round, so yay us. And that was our plan.
Of course.
Okay, in the first round, we used the 3 Tomcats to create a wall and push the enemy backwards, and we then later plan to use the F-18s and F-16s to support the uh, Tomcats retreat if needed, or uh, engage close enemies if they could get past the Phoenix wall. But things were good. The enemy didn't very pose. I mean, the enemy did not really pose very close range threat our Tomcats. So they did what they planned to do and used their missiles very effectively. Although I think the Tals took up one or two Phoenix with them, but the Hornets and Falcons and Vipers did see the Tals. I mean, we could see that it's something like a missile. It doesn't have a detailing, so we almost immediately knew it was either a missile or a decoy. Uh, because it was flying very straight at zero point 0.9 Mach. I guessed it was a decoy, but I wasn't sure. Uh, in the second round, we used the same tactic, but we saw enemy Tomcats moving from front. So we guessed they were going to use long range attacks. So the only thing we told our Tomcats is that we should fire first. So I think our Tomcats fired from 70 or 80 miles. I don't know. But we tried to make a very long range shot to get the first kill, but it didn't work. But we still tried to do the thing that we did in the first round. It was some hiccups. Two of our guys got shot down, but still, it was a win. And I should thank our guys because they did what they planned, what they were supposed to do. And I hope enemy team, yeah, I mean, uh, I wish them good luck in the rest of the tournament. They were flight very good,
Thank you.
and they were a good team. And I'm sure everything will get better in each and every mission going forward, with every match going forward.
Thank you, and we definitely wish you the same. Best of luck in your tournament.
Thank you
And
so much.
I also want to thank my team for showing up. I don't think I had anyone. Oh, there was one of our alternates got up particularly early, so massive thanks to Jabby for pulling the alarm clock to make sure that we were able to field the whole team. And also thanks to everyone on the team who showed up. I know it's a weekend. A lot of us took some time out of our busy Sundays to come play Internet Airplanes.
Of course,
Yeah,
that. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a little hard to gather all the teams in during the busy schedule of the in real life with all their in real life commitments of the guys. And I should thank each and every one of our pilots for showing up and support us. And good luck to everyone.
Okay, guys.
Yes, same here. Oh, go ahead.
No, sorry. I was just going to say that really, you've explained way more in deep and detail about how you will play both rounds, and that and really you talk about everything I wanted to ask you already, which is lovely. I love when you all guys go all out and explain for the viewers to really understand what goes on inside your cockpits. I will ask only one more detail because this is something I did mention for the guys on the stream, and I did notice that you guys have quite different approaches for this regarding communications. I will ask just this to you guys, and we can call it off for today. Okay? So
Okay.
so of course, first and foremost, each team has their own approach for communications. We did notice that for the Goonies do prefer to use SRS, which you were using the one provided in the server in this case, and we did notice that the good friends from IIAF do prefer the voice IP incorporated from DCS nowadays, which is quite interesting. And me myself and my team do use TeamSpeak for all the communications, and I'm pretty sure others use Discord, and other ones may use even the ancient Ventrilo. So it's interesting to really understand uh, what's the thought process behind deciding which platform to use for communications, and how does it affect the communications? So first, for you guys from for the Goonies, and afterwards Siegel.
So the thought was, it was not a thought out process, really. It's just we had that software already installed. So Goons, what we have as a group is, first and foremost, we have our DCS thread on the Something Awful forums, which is generally people's first stepping stone for getting to Goons. They read the thread, think, oh, hey, Flight Sim, that's cool. Let's hop on their Discord and find out more. And then they hop on our Discord. And from that point, we indoctrinate them into flying Goon missions with us. And when we do our weekend PvE missions, what we do is those are always conducted with a combination of Discord and SRS. So since they're communications apps that we already have installed, we know everyone has those installed. We know everyone knows how to use them. We just catch the tradition going.
Okay, so
Yeah,
all yours, all
yes, go
yours,
ahead.
all yours, all yours.
We use we used to use the SRS, but we think that using the Discord is a lot easier because it's well, it's a common uh, voice channel. Everyone talks with each other. It gets sometimes a little crowded. We are working on it to clean the comms a little, and because we're a new team, we have to get experience with talking less on the comms, but still, because we can talk with everyone and all alerts can be heard with everyone, we think the use of the Discord is a lot easier than any other uh, platform. So we used SRS before, but nowadays we just use Discord. And if we want to have a cleaner environment, just separate uh, players into different channels. But usually during the uh, matches, we all talk in the same channel.
Well, guys, on chat you can see how each team goes with communication regarding communications. I'm going to talk about how we on DCW do the communications too, because I think it's interesting for you all to know uh, different approaches. Okay, us in DCW, because we do have human Rios, and also we have for the 6v6, as you will mention, Eagle, things get crowded easily. We decided to go with TeamSpeak in this case because it provides with a very fast and with low latency and clean audio. Also, when we have the TeamSpeak hosted in our own servers, so here in Spain, so for us it's perfect. And of course, because you can make different channels and set up whispers, that means that we have, for example, for CV6, we have 3 guys on one channel, 3 guys on other channel, for example. If we are going for a 3 against 3 left, 3 right formation, it's 2-2-2, but we have 3 different channels with 2 guys in each one. And then we have a whisper for all the channels. That means that you are talking by voice naturally, as we are doing right now, with only the guys on your area of combat. And if you want to talk to the other areas, you press a button and talk with all of them. And of course, for the Tomcat and his Rio, they have another button where they can talk only between them. So it's 2 buttons for the Tomcats, 1 button for the rest of the guys, and we can separate as much as we want and have fast communications. Of course, that's a preference for each team, but I think this is it's a very interesting matter because it's that shape how you take into the fight when you get the communications dialed in and you not get them sorted out and worked upon. It does matter. It is shown in the first round where, for example, the Guinness took a friendly kill, sadly, with one of the Tomcats who got confused with one of the enemy missiles incoming, who thought was an enemy airplane, went down to track the missile and saw a friendly airplane and focused on him. And that's communications for sure.
Yeah.
I think I would like to add a little more detail to my answer as well, because I had mentioned that we used a combination of Discord and SRS, but I didn't quite say how. So on our PvE missions, we usually arrange our weekend PvE missions. We usually run missions scaled to about 20 to about 30 pilots. And we arrange everyone into flights of 4. Each one gets their own intra-flight channel. And then the whole flight package that's executing the mission has a second channel that they use to communicate across flights. And the Tomcats, since that support is pretty much built into SRS, they get their own private channel for intercom. And then Discord is used as either a fallback communication medium or as a quick means of doing cross-flight communication on an as-needed basis. So Discord gets kind of used for like the meta out of game arranging of things, and then we use SRS when we're in the game to manage our own flights. And those same communication techniques that we use in our PvE flights, we carried those into our PvP matches, because everyone already knows how SRS works and has it installed. So even though we did get a friendly kill today, I still feel that our communications were effective.
Yeah, but things happens. I was
Oh
mentioning
yeah,
before. Even for us, UCW, at start we were killing ourselves more than the enemy killed us. So I can tell for experience. It's a tough spot to be, but you get out of it soon
I
enough
mean,
with a bit of practice.
And I'm sure there's all kinds of joking about it back on our Discord about how successful we were because we got a blue on blue kill. It's something. So it's, even though we try to avoid it, we do usually laugh it off when it happens. But everyone comes away from it with lessons learned and how to avoid not killing your friends again.
Definitely. Well, okay, guys. For my part, is everything said and done? I don't know if you guys want to add anything to the table.
I'm
I
good
don't.
here.
Yeah.
Okay,
Nothing
guys.
comes to mind.
Okay, then I will not take any more of your time for tonight, Jens. First and foremost, it's been a pleasure being the streamer for today's match, guys. And once again, congratulations to Seagull, you and you guys for today's match. Really, it has
Thank
Yes.
you so
shown that you
much.
are becoming a tough team to reckon against. So keep on going. I'm looking forward to the rest of your matches and see if you get on top of your group, because I think this group is going to be very interesting to watch. And of course, you guys from the Goonies, of course, you are as mentioned, you are starting, and you have started. That's the first and most important step. Now, just to build upon that, keep on training, and you'll get with a bit more time, because you are not that you are quite good in individual level. Still, rough around the edges is normal, but I know you have what it takes to become a very good team. So keep on working.
Thank you. Absolutely.
So guys, this is going to signify the end of the interview and the end of the match. So for all you viewers, stay tuned. Next week we'll be having more matches. The schedule will be posted on the Discord around Thursday or Friday usually. So stay tuned on Discord for the 51st Kiap Discord for next week's matches. So guys, stay tuned and see you next week. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.